Hello everyone, welcome back. We are at Meerblick Prehistoric Zoo on the Germany Sandbox in Jurassic World Evolution 2. It has been a little bit, probably over a week, I think, at this point, maybe even close to two, since we've been here. I just got distracted by other things. Like, first, all the mods that I used broke because of the update, and then the exhibit that I wanted to do like wasn't working out on a smaller scale, so I ended up doing it on a larger scale for that T-Rex stadium build I did. So that kind of pushed another episode back, and I just trying to do all these other different things too. This is going to be a pretty big chunk of the park. As you can see, I'm kind of just sculpting that hill that normally would take you down to the other part of the Germany park, but I decided that I wanted that to be like, originally it was just going to be like a cliff, and I was just going to put trees and rocks and stuff on it, and the only way you'd be able to get down, well, and still the only way you can get down is by that monorail. But I was just going to have this be decorative, but then I decided I could actually like put a Jeep tour down here. But the Jeep tour is actually going to start up at the top. It's going to go around a big area, and then it's going to come down here and then go back up. So it'll be a big multi-enclosure exhibit. I wanted to use this area as kind of like a little stopping point. It's going to have another Jeep tour stop, which is really awesome. I'm so glad that we can now do multiple Jeep tour stops, and do things like crossing the paths, putting gates down once the path has already been laid, which you couldn't do in the previous game. All that kind of stuff that just makes the tours easier to A, implement, and B, edit later. You don't have to delete your stuff in order to put down a fence and all that kind of stuff. So that area over there is going to have, it has a Jeep tour stop, and it has a monorail stop. And those are the only ways you can get there. I'm not going to have like a walking path available, I don't think. But unfortunately, you see that I put that gym down just to have something to connect the monorail to, so it would, the little building alert would go away. And then right after that, I was like, oh well, wait, I'm going to put a tour down. That'll work. You can see one of my Jeeps is assigned to something over here, which is insane because it's coming from the other end of the park. I don't know why it was like that, but whatever. But anyway, so I was like, oh, well, wait, I'm putting a Jeep stop here. It doesn't matter. And I went to go delete that gym, and it won't delete. And I also have a monorail station somewhere that won't delete as well. And I'm not, it could very well be the mods I'm using. For anyone who's interested, I am using the expanded terrain tools, the free build mod, and the invisible paths and fences mod, all by Chaotic. Maybe it's one of those mods that's causing these two items to not be deletable, but then again, it's a new game, it could be a bug. I'm not 100% certain, but I never did have that happen without the mods running, so I'm guessing it is. And yeah, so now that little area, I just kind of have to build around it. But as you can see here, I'm just just decorating this area. This is going to have some Minmi as well as a couple other creatures down in there. I really love those little Minmi. They're adorable. Definitely petting zoo material in the future. I think one of the things that I want to do in the future is actually just make a park that's based off of like the Jeep tour, and make a multi-stop Jeep tour, and that's the whole park. Like, I'll do it on one of the smaller maps maybe, or see what can be done with the new, the expanded maps, and see if one will kind of make that sort of setup easier. But yeah, just have like multiple exhibits, and you just get around by going to each Jeep point, and at each Jeep point you have like a hotel, food, all that kind of stuff. So like, in order to get from one place to the other in the park, you have to take the tour, which I think would be cool, because then, you're always seeing dinosaurs and stuff like that. So I don't know, I'll think of something like that. But this is kind of how everything is turning out. Some little river bed stuff going on, and just getting all that terrain painting in. And that area, I was kind of like, I don't even know what to do with it. But I basically just put down other attractions because my guests were complaining about that. And so I did it, and hopefully they'll stop complaining now because that made my rating go like up like way higher. I don't understand why on Sandbox, when you have everything set to like, you know, the most calm experience on the planet, like it's still like, all your guests are, you know, I really wish you could turn that off. Like when I'm building a Sandbox park, I don't need it to tell me that the guests are, you know, unhappy about something. I'm like, well, you know, eventually they will be happy, okay? Once again, I love the terrain painting as you make the hills thing. That's such a great new tool that really does add to it and makes it, you know, just one less thing you got to think about when you're building your park. Jeeps are going around. I don't know what it was beforehand, but I seemed to was having some issues with like the vehicles running until there were dinosaurs in here, which I mean, honestly, I get that, but usually they do. I mean, like there's no dinosaurs there right now, and they're all running around just fine. So I don't know what it was before. So this is that little area. If I can get this one, if I can get this one amenity to get deleted, then I will probably change that area a little bit. Like it was gonna be like a restaurant in a nice like lake area, you know, instead of just 3 buildings slapped down because I had to work with a building that I couldn't move or delete. So I did put rocks all along that fence there, and it's just like, it's a gratuitous amount of rocks as always. It's really unnecessary, but here's our star attraction, the Acro. I like putting Jeep tours in carnivore cages. I don't know why, but I do. But yeah, I did put like a whole bunch of rocks along the fence, but that whole area is going to change. If it comes back up, I'll show you what I'm talking about. So this is the main area. The Brachiosaurus up on that hill. Tree getting in the way. Like you can go through all these trees, and then sometimes they just stop you in your tracks. I love seeing these guys laying down now. That's really cool. Looks much better than when they used to just sit there curled up. I mean, them being curled up for like the sauropods maybe wasn't that terrible, but I definitely love their sitting position a lot better now. So we got some Herrerasaurus here, a little pack of them. This Jeep decided to just cut across the whole thing. I'm not controlling that Jeep. It's doing it all on its own. It's not on the path. I don't know what happened, but it did. It just cut across the whole thing. Some more Herreras. I think these two start fighting with each other. Yeah. I really love the interactions. You know, I've seen people complain that, you know, it's still robotic and they're just doing a repeated cycle. And you're right, they are. But, I mean, it's, you know, that's AI. That's how I can't imagine every dinosaur being completely, like, unique all the time. That seems weird to me. But I love the fact that that Acro is, like, standing there with the other one. I thought that was just, like, a coincidence, and then it actually turns out that I've seen that happen a lot with the big carnivores, so that's really sweet. They're watching out for each other, even though they're like, you know, you can only make them in groups of 1. They're still like being in a pair, I feel like. Alright, so we'll come out of this big area and we'll come down. I did notice when I was like coming through some of this that some of the fences are just so uneven. I really need to like sweep through and like even some stuff out in here, but you know, the dinosaurs aren't gonna care. So this is just kind of like the main area where you can see like from above, and then you come down in here and all the Minmis are hiding. Like it took me forever to find them, also because they're small. We've got some Torosaurs, Stegosaurus, and then the Minmis. Oh, there's one right there. There's a couple. This Stegosaurus up. Oh, look, he's so cute. Oh, I just want to make a whole like island of Minmis. The Stegosaurus right here is a really awesome color. And it's funny, I had it like committed to memory when I was building this, but that was a couple days ago. Now I forgot like what the skin was, but it's really cool. I like that one. There's a cute little Minmi. Minmi. Whichever way you pronounce it. All right, well, that is going to wrap it up for this episode of Meerblick Prehistoric Zoo. As always, I appreciate you checking out my video. If you're new here, consider subscribing. I'm trying to get to 500 subscribers by the end of the year, just as a general goal, and we've got like less than 50 to go, so we could get there. Help me out if you can. And if you have any suggestions for what should go down here in this big open area, I'm not quite sure what I want to put there, so leave a comment if you've gotten an idea, and I might put it into the park. As always, I will definitely be back with more Jurassic World Evolution 2 real soon. Until then, have a good one.